Flying home from a conflict he was warned not to take part in, 22-year-old Jac Holmes from Dorset has spent the past 5 months with militant groups fighting against ISIS in Syria. Tonight he is believed to be on a plane bound for the UK. Jac, who previously had been an IT worker, had been warned by the security services about the potential consequences of joining militant groups overseas. And there are questions over what awaits him on his return. Our Home Affairs correspondent Emma Vardy spoke to Jac as he prepared to return home. Here's her exclusive report.
In February, Jac Holmes travelled to one of the most dangerous territories in the world. He joined the Kurdish militants, the YPG, and has been fighting with them in Syria against the Islamist group ISIS. But after 5 months, Jac has now left the front lines and has been preparing to come home.
The hardest thing is probably just the lifestyle. Being on the front line all the time, living in abandoned villages. Yeah, I mean, the fight's still going on and they still need as much help as they can get.
Speaking from Iraq, where he's been in recent days, he described the military action he says he's been involved in.
We liberated countless villages. Whole cities are now back. The civilians are living there again and people are starting their lives again.
Previously in Bournemouth, Jac had been an IT worker. But how was this young man allowed to place himself amidst a bloody conflict? In January, Jac flew to Iraq's Erbil airport, but was stopped and deported home. He tried again a week later, this time via Sulaymaniyah. After being allowed through, he travelled across the Syrian border. Jac says he was challenged by British security services several times. Initially at Gatwick Airport before leaving, and again before making it out to Syria on his second attempt. Officers, he says, questioned him about his motives and warned him strongly not to travel, but eventually allowed him on his way. Since then, counter-terrorism teams have issued repeated warnings that the actions of Jac and others like him may be illegal under British terrorism laws. This morning I caught up with Jac over Skype to ask why he was now coming home.
I felt that I contributed as much as I could. I mean, I had a lot of friends who, gave up their lives for the Kurds, for Rojava, for the fight against ISIS. I nearly became one of those people quite a few times.
You put yourself in great danger by going there, Jac. There will be people who say it was an irresponsible thing to do.
Well, I mean, for me, it was a personal choice. I wanted to fight against ISIS and I wanted to help the situation over here in Iraq and Syria.
There will be people here who will say you contributed to violence. How will you reconcile that?
A group like ISIS, you can't reason with people like that. If you try to go over there and reason with them, you'll end up getting your head cut off on the internet and they'll parade it around. So that's all I have to say on that matter.
Jac was wounded during his time in Syria, shot during a gun battle. Other Western fighters have died, but tonight he is returning home alive. Emma Vardy, BBC South Today.